Hey, I'm Pat B.
And I'm Adam Willis.
And you're listening to the Geek Down here on WEMF Radio.
That was smooth.
This is what I do. It's how I get down and how I handle business. But yo, I'm happy. I need a second. I'm happy to be here on another episode of the Geek Down here on WEMF. As y'all heard, I am Pat B. In the house we have my homeboy, my main man, my road dog.
Packed to the gills right now with milk and cookies that you brought.
Who are you? I was talking about Animal on the side here.
Oh, well.
I'm kidding. We're playing with wrestling action figures. But of course, I'm talking about Black Adam Willis.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, buddy. It's a pound right there. And also, we do have a full cadre of cacophonous characters here. I'm looking across the table at actually an old friend of mine. Capital J, capital A, capital M. I'm sorry. I was on a roll, yo.
I was waiting for you to give me the Chris Rock breakdown. AKA the Iron Lung.
Hey,
AKA the Tacalian Stallion.
Yeah.
I was waiting for one of those, man.
Marla Gibbs. I'm talking, of course, to JM, the Thriller Priest himself. What's happening, brother?
Peace. I'm glad to be here. Week 4, man.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate you putting in that work.
No doubt.
All right. And also, we are not alone. We have some illustrious guests in the house we will get to in 1 second. But first, working hard, actively doing stuff. He's not on mic right now, so we'll introduce him later. But I'm talking about my homeboy, just Johnny.
Yo.
There goes the guy. And, of course, finally, the pièce de résistance. I look across the table at these lovely faces, and naturally I introduce the one, the only Herb.
Hey guys.
I'm throwing a curveball. Okay, all right. From here on, I'll actually be serious, I promise. I'm talking, of course, of our guests in house tonight. We have Meff.
What's up, poppin'?
And we have Awen.
Also known as Holy Crow.
Also, Holy Crow herself.
Nice.
I'd have you aboard in the
Sweet
house.
name.
Yeah, by the way, you're saying you're going to be serious for this show. That's like the first time you've lied outright early in the show. Like, straight up.
You know that. They don't know that. Don't.
Yes, they do. That's the thing. Yeah, they do.
I totally won the
people,
pool.
The people believe
Right.
every word I say, man. Ever since I was sworn in as president of Zimbabwe back in 1682. That's right.
It's one of those Highlanders.
Nah, man, I was cooling in those China.
It's the Mario Van
And I met
Peebles
this dude-
Highlander guy, you know?
I met this dude, Johnny Appleseed, said, nah, man, you need to start spreading those corn nuggets and start working on these here seeds. But those are weed seeds, I know.
What's in these cookies, by the way? I can't stop eating them.
I bought cookies for the house, and we just having kind of a weird time. But, yo, let's jump right into news because we have an action-packed, fun-filled show for y'all. As always, I'm going to jump right into it with this first news story, which I won't call wacky. I'll just say it's a little eyebrow-raising. Kevin Smith is developing Buckaroo Banzai. The writer-director revealed that he's working with MGM on a TV series based on the cult hit 1984 science fiction farce Buckaroo Banzai. We don't normally cover stories like this, but this one I felt really needed to be presented tonight because it's more of a, well, this thing may happen and the production is so-and-so and blah-blah. But Kevin Smith is a dude who actually can get this done, and Buckaroo Banzai is a property that they've been trying to remake.
Yeah, he can get it done, but probably not well.
Time.
But that's not to say that Buckaroo Banzai was a particular, like, great property, you know what I mean?
It wasn't.
So it's like, did you enjoy it? Because this is the, it was like Peter Weller, the guy who played RoboCop, and he was
With
like
all
this,
his limbs.
Yeah, like this interstellar traveler. I don't remember the exact plot. It was so convoluted, I can't really understand it.
The
You know
plot
what
of
I mean?
the movie was he's a scientist, rock star, detective,
Right.
politician, and there's one more thing. Oh, test pilot.
Yeah, I just remember John Lithgow in it.
John
And
Lithgow was
the
in
argument
there
over Big Booty versus Big Booty. Big
John
Booty, do this, Big Booty.
It was an alien. It was two alien cultures, one of which represent the ultimate good, one of which represent the ultimate chaotic evil. And the chaotic evil was they were both vying over a weapon that was discovered when Buckaroo Banzai is taking part in the first test drive of a rocket car that can phase through matter, and he's driving it through a mountain. And through doing that, they discover a weapon that's been hidden on Earth by one alien culture from another alien culture.
Yeah, super easy to follow stuff.
Yeah, no, it all makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. I don't understand why it wasn't developed into a children's book. But what I'm getting at is, it looks like this is finally a way to get this actually made, where folks have been trying to remake Buckaroo Banzai because a sequel was promised years ago, and it's very rare that the ultimate combination of wacky, like Buckaroo Banzai, actually works out. And think about what I just said, okay? A scientist rock star detective testing pilots against aliens, and it's like, what the what? No, what kind of drug are we all
So you
smoking?
gotta be interested in what they're doing with it too. Is it gonna be like a continuing adventure story like Indiana Jones, or is it gonna be like a sequel to the actual movie that you saw?
Well, the proper way to do it is up for debate, dude, because they've been trying to get this same title off the ground for years, and now this is the first time they're doing it as a TV show. It's kind of like Wild Wild West. They have carte blanche, and what Smith has supposedly said he's going to try to do is the first season is going to be basically a remake of the movie in TV form. And then, depending on how well that does, a second season and beyond will carry on the story.
I mean, Kevin Smith, what he does is cult classics. He does them well.
Yeah.
So for me, I have no clue on this show at all, but I will tune in purely because it's Kevin Smith.
Well, have you seen Buckaroo Banzai?
No.
Have we all? Okay.
I am behind the eight ball on
Holy
this
Crow
one.
was representing. What about Dunder Mifflin?
I've never stayed awake through the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Though, to be fair,
No.
it's because I've been way too stoned.
Fair enough.
That's not a plus. I mean, normally I would be right there with you.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, well, sure, that's the case. And but Buckaroo Banzai is one of those bad classics where you have to just pick up, like, even if you fall asleep through one half, you make sure at some point in life you watch the other half.
I mean, I picked up like the important parts, like RoboCop's in it, and he wears awesome suits.
Yeah, it is
So.
the most 80s movie ever.
Yeah.
I personally think Ben Affleck's going to be great in it.
Made the call. You know what? No, I'm not mad. She's probably right.
You know what? Without a doubt, it'll probably be that entire crew from Clerks and Mallrats and just
Yep.
all of his cult classes will be in there.
Surprised.
I'm looking forward to see Sharon Doherty. That's what I'm looking forward
Yes.
to.
It's going to be Ben Affleck, but it's going to be the dude from Casual Mail. Is that the?
Yeah. He races cars in a very uncomfortable place.
Yeah.
Now, as long as you don't do
Done.
Jason Mewes as the Jamaican alien in blackface,
No, I think he's still in rehab.
That's solid.
Because-
Adam taking it to
man,
the dark
sad.
place.
What do you mean
Is it
dark
truth,
place?
man?
This is like
I
common
know,
knowledge
but
now.
we're talking about Buckaroo Banzai. That movie had Jeff Goldblum as the cowboy. It had the most hardcore gangster Clancy Brown as
He
this
is the most
lighthearted-
badass guy.
He is freaking Lex Luthor, man. But not as the Kurgan, but as just this lovable detective who got shot, but still was a lovable detective, and even with the badass voice, was loved by kids and women and people of all ages. And the whole crew was nuts. I'm not going to go too deeply into it. I've harped on it enough. All I'll say is it was actually directing a recent episode of Flash that got Smith the exposure, and MGM reached out to him. So this isn't like someone had an interest in, I got an idea for Buckaroo Banzai. This is, no, we want Mr. Smith, we want Kevin Smith to actually do it. So we'll see if it actually gets done. Buckaroo Banzai across the fifth dimension, and then hopefully if the first season, that's what those things are called. If the first season does well, they'll do Buckaroo Banzai against the World Crime League. That'll be part 2. And that'll possibly be the sequel we've been waiting for dude, it's like, what, 30 years?
We've all been clamoring for that.
Well, okay, maybe you haven't. I myself am a man who appreciates bad sci-fi, and it doesn't get much worse / better worse than Buckaroo Banzai.
Who directed the original?
Is it Pat? Did you direct it? Yeah,
I think it was
don't know.
Pat.
I think it was too.
Yeah, thanks.
Undergrad project.
I don't. No. It was big, man, and now you're putting me on the spot because I'm just having a brain fart, Joe. I don't remember.
That's cool. I'll look it up.
It happens. I've shamed myself. And
No,
thank you.
I legit just closed the Wikipedia window. Sorry, bro.
It's all good. All right. So next news story. CBS has decided not to pick up Drew, the new adult take on Nancy Drew, because the pilot tested, quote unquote, dig this, too female for the
garbage is that?
CBS schedule.
Can you
Yeah.
hear my slow blinking internet? Because it's happening, and it's really severe.
Just the stone faces in the house are palpable, and I don't blame you. I'm right there with you. CBS ordered a pilot in February for a new take on Nancy Drew, and
New take on a female character, but it's too female.
It's too female.
There's not enough males in Nancy Drew.
oh, I don't know, with Supergirl and with Agent Carter. There's no room on television for women.
Right.
What?
At least not since the 90s when Buffy reigns the TV.
Oh, you see,
Airways.
that was foreshadow, kids.
Dun dun dun.
But it's also like this is news right after like Shane Black was talking about when he was directing Iron Man 3 that they changed the bad guy in the film to a male because it was originally a female, but he had to change it because they wasn't going to sell enough toys if it was a female.
Well, always when they do this stuff, it's on some BS, man.
Yeah.
And it's hot garbage. It's like our reasons. Well, the test wasn't properly. We didn't measure the statistics and ratings and blood. It's like, no, okay. You all had an idea, you had a concept, and you reneged because some random 107-year-old a-hole wrote a letter that you all didn't like. I'm gonna stop listening, and my grandkids aren't gonna listen. And not gonna get that Wheel of Fortune money. It's like, look, live in the now. Okay, these things are working for people. Yeah, I'm tired of this BS. It's like these shows have been proven to be good, have been proven to bring in new audiences. What was it? Jessica Drew on Netflix is one of the
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah,
What
Jessica
did I
Jones.
say?
You said Drew.
Jessica Drew.
Oh, my bad.
You
like,
combining
that
the
is?
two.
Well,
I know
Yeah,
what
that's
it is.
cool. I
That's all
gotcha.
good.
I didn't. I was like, who is Jessica Drew?
Actually,
She
there's another Marvel
It's not
character.
She-Hulk,
Jessica
is
Drew.
it? No.
No. Jessica Drew was what do you call it? Was one of the Spider Women.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But Jessica Jones was a badass show, one of the most popular, highest performing shows on Netflix. Not even a network show. Like, folks had to have Netflix to watch it. It still did gangbusters. So there's a proven market for this. And now
Absolutely.
they're doing stuff like, tested to female. Really, because 50% of the world's population is not your intended audience.
I just want to know who they tested it to.
I want to know
It
what that
brings-
means. Like, was she just like menstruating like the entire time? like that's literally the only thing I could think of. It's
I
like,
didn't-
oh crap, I'm bleeding again. Can't solve any crimes.
I
The
figured-
criminal's location. Get the blood cannon. Like, okay.
I figured they just literally totally forgot about Veronica Mars, and they were like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we actually did." do
Which was
this
canceled.
before recently.
They
That's
brought it
true.
back, though. Okay, perfect example though. Veronica Mars was popular enough that it was brought back, fan supported with the movie. I mean, they can't tell me that, I'm not personally attacked here. I'm getting a little too. But they can't say that, we can't appeal to just one audience and such, because it's not just one audience. For this to test too female and leave it ambiguous is almost insulting to everyone. It's like, we don't really have a proper reason for canceling this. We just wanted to seem like we were trying to be edgy and progressive.
I just kind of want to know, like, what do
With
they mean
Nancy
by
Drew.
adult Nancy Drew? Is it going to be like Nancy Drew SVU?
Oh, well, she's
Like, what does that shit even mean? Is it like
That's exactly what I thought it was.
right? Like, because
she moonlights as a stripper.
I mean, I'd be into that
that's what-
too. Or if, like, her and Velma open up like a Cagney and Lacey style detective agency and sexiness ensues.
I just assumed it was going to be like, what was that show? Remington Steele?
Remington Steele, yeah, bro. Nice.
Was
It
Nancy
was
Drew?
going to be Matlock.
A relaunch of Murder, She Wrote.
And that's why CBS was interested in the first place.
She's not old enough, is what it meant. Menopausal. That's why we want them.
All right, well, this news caused an immediate firestorm on Twitter after some noticed CBS also passed on a second season of Supergirl,
Well, just-
sending that to the CW.
Well, it's just like news that makes me think that is that really news? Are you sure? Are you sure that happened? They didn't test well. It tested too womanly. I just don't get it. I just don't feel like that's real.
Well, the thing is,
You know what I mean? I don't feel like they came back with too much woman in Nancy Drew. I just don't think that's something that was said and that actually happened. I'm just like, I'm hard time believe it.
To be fair, that might have been something that was said in the script. There's too much woman in that Nancy Drew.
I mean, it just reeks of garbage. I mean, it's one of those. It's just one of those like pseudo things that folks hear when it comes out of somebody who's racist will be like, you don't fit our culture. It's like, bro, come on. But I look around the room, there's nobody that looks like me in this room. So crystal clear. When you say I don't fit your culture, I know what you mean. You give me code language. So this whole
Come on, give me that.
it's a little too woman.
Yeah, give me that-
What are you talking about, bro?
Give me that voice, James. Give me that voice. The black voice.
Exactly. It's just
Come on,
reeks of
that's the one,
garbage.
yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not going to tell you again. You're too well spoken now. Blacker.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it's garbage, man. It's just complete garbage.
It gets to me, dude. But at the very least, the show is still being shopped around to other networks. So it's not completely dead in the water. It's just CBS
Netflix.
has proven.
Yeah, for real. Netflix.
Then it'll be real adult.
Exactly.
It's like Nancy
Nancy
Drew with a
Drew.
topless scene and the bottomless scene for dudes. Like every show. But it's being shopped around, which also may mean that, like Supergirl, the series can find a home on a cable network, which I'm hoping will also be able to, let it have some teeth. Like follow up on the story and also chime in on Twitter just to let them know this is complete BS, because CBS is the major networks pull this type of stuff, and unless there's like a Marvel tie-in behind it, they tend to like really get no respect. And I mean Marvel specifically, because DC really got it spit roasted with what was it, Hellblazer,
Yeah.
Constantine.
I like
Yeah, they made him not smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
And not bisexual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have John Constantine without a cigarette in his hand. That sounds like a good
And a
idea.
cock in his mouth.
He needs those two things, yeah.
To make it authentic.
Can't eat at a diner without that.
That's in the sequel. John Constantine oral fixation.
I'd ship that.
Only on Netflix.
Starring Nancy Drew.
Scrambled cable boxes everywhere. All right, next news story. Dig this now. This one, I'm conflicted here because this also ties into a previous news story we ran a couple of weeks ago with the ESL, the Electronic Sports League, banning YouPorn's sponsored team because of their association with adult entertainment. Well, Capcom Pro Tour is the latest to chime in on this, and Capcom is huge. See, I'm conflicted here because some points they make are good and some points they make are still really suspect. The story is Capcom Pro Tour rules updated to ban gambling, adult sponsorships, and address player behavior. The sponsors involved in adult entertainment are being banned from participation. And originally, this has been changed. Originally, any players on their team were instantly banned as well. Capcom has since retracted that particular clause, allowing players to continue to play as long as they disassociate with that sponsor. Now, there were several teams sponsored by adult entertainment sites.
Well, they got money.
They got money. This is how folks. I mean,
Yeah, a
gaming
lot of
isn't
money.
cheap these days.
A
For
lot of
real.
money, yeah.
This is how a lot of cats supported themselves. Also, another thing that's been taken out is gambling of any form is now prohibited as well.
Well, it's not a slippery slope. You kind of like once you start like tracking where the money comes from on anything, it gets
Yeah.
a little foggy, you know.
Well, that's one of the main complaints people have here. It's like, well, you're really cracking down on teams that are sponsored by adult sites and the porn, but sites that are sponsored by like alcohol.
Gambling,
are
all
perfectly
that
fine.
stuff, yeah.
I was gonna say Reality Kings. DraftKings is just fine.
Of course, you were gonna say reality.
Kings, screw them. But DraftKings are a-okay. It's suspect.
I mean, a lot of it could
Gambling-
probably be connected to the politicians, honestly, because the politicians eating off this, all the kickbacks to the states and towns and so forth. So I could see it being this ridiculous leap of like, well, you're getting money from YouPorn, and you're getting money from YouPorn because they're going through this illegal gambling, supposedly illegal gambling, and then you're pulling money off that.
Yeah.
Versus a little easier to take. You're getting money from Anheuser-Busch because they get money from Anheuser-Busch anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hear you, it's garbage, but from a political lens, I can see why they're trying to be extra iffy of like, I want zero ties to Reality Kings or anything like that.
What are the
Yeah.
other behavioral clauses?
Oh, the other behavioral clauses
Like,
are...
don't harass women on Twitter?
Yes. They're taking a stance. Well, they're taking a stance against swearing, harassment, collusion, and general content. This is where it gets a little dubious again. General content, quote unquote, Capcom deems inappropriate. Is being
They're kind of
taken
set
into
up as
teams.
like judge and juror, like that. Like we don't like
Yeah,
that.
one of the biggest problems in online gaming has been just rampant racism, sexism, just like bullying.
Well, it's basically like
Yeah.
a comment stream, just like you can hear it.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? It's like someone reading a YouTube clip comment section
Exactly.
just over your ears. It's like and you
Come on,
throw
man.
that
You of all
away.
people should know. Never read the comments.
I don't. I'm just saying that.
But that's what it is.
I'm just talking about what people say about this show.
Oh, well, trust me, I stopped that a long time ago. Yeah.
No, it's like I'm for some of this though. If they're actually taking a stance on, okay, stop being complete SOBs to your fellow players. That makes a lot of sense. And I for a long time I've been saying, why didn't someone with authority step in to try to regulate some of this stuff? When you have, first of all, I've stopped playing a lot of games because I'm tired of some 12-year-old from like Denmark calling me the N-word repeatedly.
Yeah. No Viet Cong ever called me. Yeah.
Seriously. Thank you.
Nice reference.
Cassius Willis.
Yeah, you got it right.
Cassius Willis.
Well, I'm real glad that Capcom's taking a moral stance since they've never produced anything with scantily clad women or
I don't know.
violence.
There's no more
or,
wholesome chase company.
Wanton car destruction.
right. But
Nice.
I'm
Asian
really
man
happy
with-
that they are going to be like a moral leader in our country. Look up to them.
Maybe they're trying. Like it's misguided on some Ken Starr, Tipper Gore type stuff.
Well, it's like an
Seems like-
interesting thing. It's like, we don't want you to swear, but it's also don't masturbate and do all this. It's like you can't really have these
How else
weird,
do you
like
think I play?
archaic stances on things.
I've
you know what I
mastered
mean?
my one controller technique. I mean, I can't go back now.
Right, there's no like unmuscle memory for you anymore. You know?
No.
And it's just locked.
You can't
in at
teach an
this
old
point,
dog
yeah.
new tricks.
Wait, how do you do
Chung
that
Lee,
with the
man.
Xbox?
Ain't no going back.
Like the Nintendo, I can understand, but the Xbox One, that one's a little tough.
Well,
Trying to play Fallout,
what can I say? Skills.
that's tough.
As we're all drinking milk.
Yeah, right?
It's that
Pat's
dexterity
fingers
there.
have 5 knuckles. It's one of those weird things. It's like a full wraparound.
You know what? Hey, man. I'm all about that 5-knuckle shuffle when I play. Who said that? Whoa, wait a minute.
Damn.
Okay. That was for Meff, yo.
I liked it.
Taught me everything I know.
I know.
We've gone down a dark path on what I thought. Okay, anyways.
That's
We're
why
gonna-
we need Capcom.
Okay. This is how we teach young adolescents
be our
the ways of the
overlords
world.
here, yeah.
But
I
I'm for
accept
some of
it.
this. The real thing that bugs me here is it's kind of creating a stigma of, well, you know, this company does Ultimate Evil because their genre is so-and-so and blah, yeah, we don't want to support that, but we're perfectly okay with this on the side. Capcom is a game company. Okay, why are you getting involved in essentially businesses for moral purposes? This is not where I'm going for my mentorship and my role models and whatnot.
Yeah, you shouldn't mix the two.
I just want to go and have a good time, play these games, and you know, if I'm a professional gamer or if I'm just a gamer who's on a team, you know, I probably don't have like, you know, millions of dollars in resources and things, and to I was gonna say support my habit, but to fund my hobby, a company gives me a little bit of, you know, dolo on the side here, and I can afford to do this and still live a normal life. And if that company happens to also, you know, be slinging a few dollars to damn, who's a popular porn star? I'm out of touch. I was gonna say like James Dean. That's a bad
Yeah, that's not one you want to go with.
Well,
He's
I don't-
back now, though.
I'm actually almost happy to say I don't know who the top modern porn stars are right now.
Just candy right there.
There you go.
don't
Cool.
know.
Yeah.
There we go.
You just take something sweet and
Wait,
take something
Take something
fruity.
sweet and
There
name a
you go. No,
flower
no, no,
after
can't-
it.
can't-
Run around here somewhere.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know like 5, and I'm not saying anything.
So
Like, who's a popular porn star? I'm like,
so there's Candy Sucks,
like drifting off.
from Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah.
And
That's the one.
Yeah, sure.
That's that one I really like.
John Holmes, he's
Amateur.
doing
That's
good
the
things
person.
today, right?
John Holmes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
Dirk Diggler's-
because porn company. Yeah. There you go.
Dirk Diggler.
Candy Sucks and Dirk Diggler, my two
There you go.
favorite porn stars.
Reed Rothschild, was that the other guy's name in that one?
Oh,
Chest
man.
Rockwell. Yeah.
Dick Slinger.
Who's the? Oh, sorry. We can go on a whole
Yeah,
tangent
well,
on-
there was a serious story in here somewhere. But basically, if a team is sponsored by adult entertainment, they pretty much get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
You were gonna say the Shaft, weren't you?
I really was. I was. I caught
You were.
myself at the
I
end.
watched you. You were gonna say, and then like the lips, and then they stopped.
Should have just said it, bro.
I-
should've
it's-
just
now,
commit.
now it's out there and it
Just-
looks bad.
just commit.
But I encourage anyone to follow up on this because I do think there are good points here, but it's also misguided. And until folks chime in, and I mean legitimately chime in, not just, well, this is total BS and then shut down, but actually have legitimate opinions and let people know why it might be a problem, why they're doing some good, but maybe overstepping. You know, this is how actual change gets made. And I
Yeah.
think this is a situation where maybe the company's actually trying to do good, but they're overstepping a bit.
Kind of like when Larry Flint was trying to do like mixed porn and religion. Both good, reasonably on their own things, you know, on a limited basis. But when you mix them, it kind of gets weird, right?
Okay, all I'm going to say is crucifix dildo. This is a thing that
That's all?
exists.
Yeah.
This is a thing that exists, okay? That's what you get when you mix porn and religion.
Is it double-sided?
There's different models.
It's different models.
I'm mad that you know it exists.
I know
it comes in varying degrees of like.
I'm talking to an actual priest right now, too. Like,
okay, look.
Wait, hold up.
You can Google soybeans with that safe search off and get the most raunchy. Okay, the internet is not a safe and happy place.
I typed Rottweiler into a search engine when I was in like grade school when the internet was first coming up, and it was like the nastiest like 3 minutes of my life
sorry,
in the public library. Yeah.
No, I've been there.
And yet you committed to it. Like it's like 5 seconds in, and you were like, "No, I got to stick this one out."
Well, I had to, you know, sit there and explain it to the, you know, teacher over my shoulder. You know, what I
No,
was
it's
trying
for
to search
research. She really loves dogs.
Oh,
for. There's
jeez.
consensual. Yeah.
You realize I'm like cutting off the edit for this particular story like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's fun. Keep going.
All right.
Though. We're good.
Well, no, okay, no, we've dawdled long enough. I think I want to disclose to the people an experience we had over the weekend, Joe. I got to play Clue. for the first time in many, many years. Not just any Clue, though. I got to play the Alien vs. Predator version of Clue.
What?
Yeah. Brand new game out from Apocalypse. It's Clue, classic Clue, like you know. You've got Mr. Body, you've got Colonel Mustard, smacking him over the head with a
You
candle.
could have started there like, I got to play Clue.
Yeah.
In the study.
It's hot. I don't know if you heard it.
That's how games on everybody's lips today, man.
Yeah.
Clue, it's an old game. It dates back to, what, like 70s, 60s?
But is
I don't know how
in
far
dire need of an upgrade. And
Well,
this is what
they've
this
got
did,
several
right?
versions, I come to find out. Apocalypse is one of the companies that's currently holding the license and releasing various versions. There's the Doctor Who Clue, the Harry Potter Clue. We got to get our hands and try out the upcoming one of my favorite properties too.
Yeah.
Alien vs. Predator. Well, I think it's two of my favorite properties technically, but AVP is a property. But
I did like the first movie. Come on now.
first Alien?
Alien vs. Predator.
Oh, what?
I did, man.
I do a show with you.
I watched
Don't
it
say
twice.
these things. People
I watched
associate
it
me
twice
with
in
that-
theaters. I
with
can't
that- with
hold
that-
back.
with that
Whoa, you said you watched it twice in theaters?
Yep. The first one.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought you
man.
had taste, man.
I saw
used to
him
smoke a
once
lot
in
of-
theaters, but
all these years. No, stop that
all
right
the
now.
garbage you
was
sided with
alright.
over the years, and you're gonna
You are dismissed, sir. All right.
as we play the Clue game on a Sunday together.
We did. Anyone
here.
who is unfamiliar with the game, Clue is pretty much the game of discovery, puzzle solving, asking questions, basically using logic to eliminate possibilities of who did and did not kill Mr. Body. They've actually removed that aspect in later versions of the game where you're not trying to solve the murder. Someone's gone missing. Or, something's been stolen from the mansion. I think that's to make it maybe more family friendly, as opposed to, we went to this party and someone got whacked,
Been to a lot of those, yeah.
They totally hit on making a nice little transition from this murder mystery to this hunt mystery.
Yeah, how would you call it? It was very different. Now, if you're familiar with with classic Clue, there's the body, and then you have a suspect. You find a suspect, you find the weapon, and you find the location of the crime. Cool. With these new versions, they find ways to make it more appropriate to the subject matter. We played Alien vs. Predator, so we played predators on the planet trying to find an alien queen to capture alive and bring back and then breed so we can hunt aliens for practice and then go to random planets of fleshy, squishy humans and then get killed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So you
That
just
was not
messed
enough.
that up.
Or
You just
Adrian
messed that up
Brody.
so much. You gotta
Or
basically
Danny-
you're picking a predator, you're picking the weapon, and you're picking where they done it.
But Danny Glover was the prime suspect.
And that was the better predator. No one remembers that.
Because that movie sucked.
That didn't
He's talking
suck.
about Predator
Come on,
2, ladies and
dude.
gentlemen, which is thankfully not reflected in Alien vs. Predator Clue.
There's a rule for that. If it doesn't have a minigun, it's not a good Predator movie.
You heard what he said?
Oh,
That's just
that's
He's
real.
Right there. That's
Yeah.
correct.
That's real.
But
Correct.
I
All
think
right.
it sounds
If it
great.
doesn't have Bill Duke shaving without shaving cream, maybe. You know what I mean? That can be there. You can have that rule.
Okay, well,
But
Clue, Alien vs. Predator, my reactions to this were actually pretty varied because I hadn't played the original Clue in a long time, and I familiarized myself with it again before jumping into our game. I liked the changes that they'd made and really trying to be true to the Predator, not legacy, well, legacy, but the storyline. The facets of, if you know Predator, you'll find a lot of things in this game where it's like, oh yeah, no, they did that, that's cool. Oh, that's kind of slick. And then in the actual gameplay, almost none of that comes into effect.
Yeah.
It's the backstory
Okay,
of
I
all
was
this.
cool
about to
that-
call you crazy.
it's cool
Alright,
that they
well,
did like differentiate between like the predators and stuff like that. You had each card, and there was like a Spartan predator. There was like the ancient one, and you
Yeah.
got to see like they were different. You, if you know the movies, that you know that all those are represented there.
Yeah.
So it was good that way. But
Yeah,
you're
but
right.
that's-
During the gameplay, that didn't really come into play at all.
Which is kind of a shame because each player has their Predator piece that they pick and they play, and that's their unit. And they cover that. I'm the hunter. Okay, cool. Does the hunter have any special moves? Well, he can move twice at one point. Awesome. I'm the Spartan. Cool. Does the Spartan have any special moves? Well, he can move across the map at one point. It's like, okay, how about anything that would tie into what a Predator can actually do? That'd be awesome. Maybe something to help me find the queen. or
Well,
something.
I think my beef with this game is just like when you drew a card, and if you drew like 8 of a certain one, like the army just came and killed you. There were so
Agreed.
many of
Colonial
those
murder.
cards, so you were just about to get murked all the time. Like as you're getting going, you know what I mean?
Could have been a good mechanic
So-
that was very. I don't know. It was kind of
Yeah.
slipshod. It feels like an afterthought.
There's essentially two main mechanics that made this Aliens versus Predator like where they took advantage of the Aliens versus Predator license, and that is with the Predators themselves having these special abilities, but you can only use them once in a game.
Yes.
And the other aspect is drawn from this deck of cards where you go on a hunt if you get a creature, and if you get a colonial marine, it adds to this amounting mass of if you draw 8
Potential
of those
death and
of
game
potential
ending,
death, everyone
yeah.
loses. And I think the problem with that particular mechanic is separate, but they only had those 2 things to take advantage of the license, which didn't feel like it was enough. And also that combined with the story, the reason why these predators are trying to, figure out who is going to be killing the alien, it didn't make sense. It seemed like a poor adaptation of the story and trying to make it adapt to how it could fit a Clue setting.
No,
And honestly, I'm not surprised whatsoever. I mean, I'm a Monopoly player. I mean, I played I played Monopoly
you're
with
the
cash in college. Like
Yeah.
it was stupid. Like we played with real money. It was the dumbest thing ever.
Pass go, you get shot. Like, no.
Pass go. You was owing people money or drinks. But like I played so many versions of it that in the end, it just if you just know how to play Monopoly, it's just whatever they just throw or lay whatever theme on it. You just keep it trucking, and that's really what this Clue felt like. They just threw the AVP
Right,
theme
right.
on it, and you just kept trucking. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
what it was. It was.
Didn't do its due diligence.
It really didn't do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's so what you're telling me is that they tried to make it more family friendly by replacing a body with huge monsters from space.
Yes.
No, it just
Perhaps
seems like
this
this.
could have been better achieved if they had made the kids clean up after Ripley's cat's litter box or something.
Okay.
Is that
They
a
were-
feature in the
That's
game?
definitely a
I'm just
mystery
curious.
right there.
I
It
think
seems-
you're not being facetious. You actually hope they have that feature.
Well, I'm just saying.
It seems like they
Holy
just
crap.
slapped this on there and just go, they'll buy it.
Expansions. That's how you make money on games. You gotta have
That's really
expansions.
what it was.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that.
We'll just make it Alien vs. Predator. These guys will like it. They'll buy it. You know what I mean? But I did like the conversation it sparked, like the ancient one. Like, do predators live to old age?
Yeah,
that
that's
was one of
the
the
thing. We had a
questions
good
that we
discussion
kind of
too,
came upon because I don't think any of them die peacefully.
No.
So none of them actually live out to potentially what is old.
Well,
age,
the grizzled one we saw at the end of AVP, the first one, the old gray.
He's got the gray
alien
like
that
spikes in
gave
his
her the thing.
mask. And
Yeah, he was
stuff.
34.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, exactly.
So does this
He was
epic
my
battle
age.
take place in a mansion still? Because that's kind of
No.
awesome.
It was the ballroom.
A giant Edwardian mansion with
They did
aliens and
expand it.
predators.
This all takes place now on an island, on a collection of islands. Actually, I believe it's on Earth. The ship lands, and the aliens somewhere on the planet. the
On
Alien Queen.
Ballroom Island, on Billiards Island.
And you have to.
It is a cool layout.
Yeah, no, layout was cool. The pieces were die-cast weapons. I did like that. I like the color-coded predator pieces that the players choose. And it's not that huge a learning curve. It's just complicated to explain. But once you actually play, it's pretty simple. I like this game. I just wish it had used the alien and predator mythos better.
Yeah, and there's also one of the core mechanics of drawing those marine cards is kind of flawed in that it happens all too often where we played twice, right? 2 full matches, and both times we overdrew on the Marines, and that caused everyone to lose.
Yeah, I like that because it kept the game going. This did seem like something that could keep going on forever and ever if we all weren't ringers like Johnny, who won both games, I just want to point out. You charlatan.
I didn't win, we lost.
Shenanigans. We lost, but you were like closest to. Yeah, you actually had like the proper guess of who.
It wasn't a guess.
Twice. It was a guess, dude.
I knew.
Don't try to.
I knew.
You got some juju hidden in the cup. Anyways, Alien vs. Clue, Alien vs. Predator version. Believe it or not, I would recommend this. It's not something you're going to play a lot, but definitely something if you're a fan of either series, you probably want to play at least a few times. It's kitschy fun, man.
I would also suggest adding a couple more of those alien cards, the hunt cards and not the marine cards. Adding a few more of those into that deck that you draw from so that you reduce the chances of everyone losing. Just a little bit. You add a couple more in there. And that way everyone has a little bit more time to figure out.
Actually play the game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also we all know JM wants to see more human meddlers as cannon fodder. All right. So let's get down to the real meat of tonight's show. I want to hear what's going on with the Buffy burlesque and Buffy sing-alongs and all good things coming from Meff and Awen.
Oh man, so much. Awen, you wanna kick it off?
Well, let's see. We have no less than 2 major Buffy events coming up.
2. When's the first one?
The first one's tomorrow, and it's free.
What?
Nice.
Free?
This is what we do for you.
It's true. We love Buffy, and we share it with you.
Well, what's this event? I'm on pins and needles here.
Oh, man.
So-
What is this event?
So tomorrow we'll be screening Once More with Feeling and Band Candy.
That would be the musical episode, and the episode where all of the adults in Sunnydale eat the band candy and turn into teenagers, and features amazing things like Giles as a punk having sex with Buffy's mom.
This sounds like a metaphor for LSD.
One of the teachers, it's alluded to, and you find out later that this teacher was actually supposed to be a stoner, so she actually walks around high.
I somehow
It's like-
missed that when I was 14, so...
It's never too late to revisit. That's the beauty of having every episode on Netflix.
Yep, that's the beauty of Buffy, man. It's got that rewatchability, and it's, we hosted the last one. We kind of stepped in at the last minute to host the last Sing Along at Once, aka Cuisine and Locale, in Somerville, and we had a blast. And since then, people have just been kind of like following us, like in our car when late at night, pulling us over, being like, "Yo, you guys are the Buffy guys. When are you gonna do a Buffy thing next?" So
I'm glad that's where that story turned out.
yeah, see, no, I
Always go for the creepy.
change your expectations.
Anyway, so tomorrow we're doing that, and we will be there. We will be hosting, and however, also on June 19th, we are bringing back our sold-out show from last year, once more with Pasties at the Oberon.
Yep.
And this year we will have just an absolute dream cast like every time, but I'm very, very excited to see some of our horror queens from Black Cat Burlesque come and be a part of the show. Buffy's a great show for a lot of different reasons, but one of the reasons I always liked it is that I'm a huge horror fan.
Oh,
so,
no, Buffy was classic for that.
yeah, absolutely. And so, horror burlesque is awesome. It's my favorite style. And so this is really an excuse to bring some of the amazing villains from Buffy to the stage. And
Man, we got so many good acts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like,
Well, I caught this last time. It was just a great lineup, and you all had representations of for the primary characters, but also some obscure ones, and really well represented. I think I even grabbed you on the side and said, "Yeah, I'm kind of in love with that one over there," and you were like, "Yeah, she's not your type." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, how do you know?" Because I know you're not her type.
Pat and I have this relationship where we go to a show and Pat's like, "Yo, let me introduce her." I'm like, try again.
Yeah. That's like the ultimate wingman / the fail horn from Price is Right.
Sorry, dude.
For real.
I'm like,
Nah, it's okay. At least someone has my back.
but I got
What? Yeah, go talk to her. She'll listen to you.
All right. Yeah, sure. Don't worry about that stubble. I'm sure it's fine.
cool. It's you're an open-minded dude, Pat. You know?
So without divulging too many of these secrets that you're holding close to the chest, because I see a paper full of notes right there. What can we expect to see?
My notes literally say, "Commie friends are hot." So
Those were some really good notes that you took earlier.
I took really awesome notes in our meeting.
That's why there's 2 sets of notes.
Awen actually has the real notes. I have the ones that have like doodles all over it and says like, "Talk to Pat
That's
about
why you got a
cookies."
flip book over there. Okay,
Yeah,
well, Holy Crow, lay it on us.
So we have some episodes in particular that if you want to rewatch, that will definitely be represented. Hush will be represented in the show. I'm very excited about that. Seeing Red, which is from the bloody ending of season 6.
It's the Dark Willow trilogy.
Dark Willow.
Shit gets dark.
And then we'll have the musical. And
Yeah.
there's an homage to the musical on the show. So tomorrow is a great chance to brush up on that.
Yep.
You can come by. And Superstar, School Hard, Lover's Walk. These are some of my favorites. Gingerbread, hopefully, as well. We're still, the great thing about an independent burlesque like this is that we're able to really just develop new material all the time. So we hire people who I have total faith in. I'm really excited to see what they do with this.
And I'm going to use my notes now. And we get to see our hot friends dress up like our favorite Buffy characters throughout all of the seasons. We actually have
No, I'm not wearing the Cordelia wig again. I told you.
No, that's all right, dude. We got a Cordelia.
Yeah, we'll be seeing Cordelia and Xander and Buffy and Andrew, the Master.
Yeah,
you know, it's an amazing show, and this year we're gonna kind of frame it around graduation.
Yep,
and
that's an exclusive Geek Down.
That's right. That's an exclusive reveal here. And we will have live music from, we just did an event called Grass Stains with Boston Hassle. They're awesome people. I love their events. I love vending them. And there was a band called Blue that was fantastic. So we're having them on the burlesque.
Yeah, they were great.
They're very excited. They're like youngins.
They're like grungy, shoegazy type of jam.
Really good music. They've
really
got
awesome.
Yeah, their music's online. You can check it out. I'm really excited. And they're going to do some Buffy covers for us.
And they are blue as in the past tense of blow. So that is BLEW, not the color.
Not like balls.
Not like balls. Well, I mean, it could involve balls past tensely's. Past tensticles.
Okay, we've gone way out of the realm of actual vocabulary. All right, so
that's what I do for you, buddy.
I appreciate it. Good looking out. So, give folks a lowdown on how they can get tickets for this, how they can get involved.
Well, you can check it out. We have a link, bit.ly/once-more-2 will bring you directly to the ticket site. You can check it out. Tickets are 18 to 25. The floor is already moving very, very, very quickly. There's only 2 VIP tickets left. But unlike last year, there's actually tickets available, and I'm here to promote it. So I'm very excited. We're here a little earlier in the cycle, so get your tickets soon. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to go quick. I mean, it went in, 2 weeks last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should definitely get up on that.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Blazes will be in the shows just recently in the Rumble. Johnny Blazes and the Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
Devilisha, who doesn't really do a lot of performing, is an absolutely amazing, phenomenal anchor of the horror burlesque scene, and will be in the show.
She pretty much invented horror burlesque. It's like Elvira and her.
Yeah.
She pretty much brought it to Boston. She is literally in books about neo burlesque and horror burlesque. She's the real deal.
And always it comes back to why is Buffy relevant? Well, it's things like Nancy Drew not getting picked up because, she tests too female. Well, Buffy's a unique character because she actually has the freedom to have a lot of man pain on the show and a lot of depth of character, but is still absolutely a female character. Gets to be a teenage girl, too. And there's very few characters like her that have really been brought to the screen since.
Oh, very true. I myself, learned a lot about myself as a young man when I watched Angel, which came from Buffy, and it was they had Gunn on there. It's wow, is a black dude in this universe? And he's kind of I got to have that link. When I found that was what's up.
Yep.
And also, you really can't see Xander get his eye poked out enough.
Yeah.
Xander.
Poor eye patch Xander.
I like how they just made him. They're like, you know what, Xander? We need to make you cool. Let's make you look like Nick Fury.
Oh, yeah, no, it worked. Now, when I think hardcore and gangster, I think,
Nick Fury.
All right, so one more time, you want to give our listeners the URL.
Sure.
So for tomorrow night, it is recommended to pick up tickets, even though they're free. So you need to go to the invite page, or you can find, on Facebook, look for Once More with Feelings sing-along at Cuisine on Locale once. And then also it's on cuisineonlocale.com. And it's also heavy metal pizza night tomorrow night. So
it's like all of my favorite things are gonna be there. We got Buffy, we got heavy metal, we got pizza, we got Once, we got Aowen. Those are it's everything that I like.
And then for our fantastic evening of 90s nostalgia and
hot sexy humans cosplaying your favorite Buffy nerds.
Yep, and live music. That's bit.ly/once-more-2.
Cool. Once more spelled
the numeral 2.
Ah, there you go. See, poignant.
Yes, it is the number.
All right, so
not
once
a
more
string.
2. Awesome. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a Facebook page or anything I can follow along? Stalk.
Absolutely. Just search for Once More with Pasties on Facebook, and it will come right up.
Yep. Or you could just find. You can also follow Holy Crow for more updates of more vending and art and production opportunities that Holy Crow will offer. That is on Facebook or at holycrowart.com.
All right, so be sure to check out Once More with Feeling at Once.
That's tomorrow.
I'm sure that was a coincidence. And then Once More with Pasties, you said on June 19th?
It's Father's Day. We're celebrating the patriarchy with the opposite of the patriarchy.
Yeah. So bring your daddy.
I'm really trying to crowbar in a who's your daddy joke. It's just not happening. It's not
Don't have to,
happening.
man.
Don't push it.
It speaks for itself.
All right, my bad. All right, no, you guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Always
and
a
now,
pleasure.
What's up? What?
No.
All right.
yeah.
Well, no, I just want to make sure we don't change my man
get
over there
sensitive.
on the other side of the table because Jay.
Don't get jumpy. Don't get nervous.
I'm what?
I don't feel good.
Jay,
James, did you have something?
WWE Extreme Rules. Give it to us, brother.
Doing good, man. Just never heard my name said like that before. That should be
Never
the last.
again.
Never again. All right, WWE Extreme Rules was in Newark, New Jersey. So, I mean, props to WWE for putting it out in Newark. It was a great pay-per-view, man. I was highly, highly impressed with this pay-per-view, man. Like, WWE's been here and there with the pay-per-views. This was probably the best. I would say I'm going to highlight 3 matches for the tag team title, Intercontinental title, and the little specialty match, the Asylum match. I'll start with the tag team title match. With the New Day went up against the Vaudevillains. I know I spoke about the Vaudevillains a couple episodes ago.
Wait. Hold up.
yes.
Okay.
ahead.
What the f is a vaudevillain?
The Vaudevillains are tag team whose gimmick is straight vaudeville. Their wrestling style is straight
Charlie Chaplin-y.
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, old school wrestling moves. Wears a one arm Andre the Giant style singlet.
Okay.
It's awesome.
What?
They sold it. Trust me, watch it. You'll be impressed.
Oh
They
no,
legit
I'm already
sold it.
impressed. I'm super mad that wasn't me. No, because like for like a really long time, I was actually in a vaudeville duo, like a neo vaudeville duo, where I was like, I wore a tuxedo and I yada da da and like paint.
So now, I want to know when these cats bust out the barbershop, because your boys, the New Day, come out with trombones and stuff. Do these dudes come out with like a ukulele and they got those hats and the striped jackets and they sing some barbershop? Tell me, please, brother.
No barbershop.
Ragtime?
Yes.
Yeah!
Yes. The gimmick is amazing.
Did they wrestle?
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Can we talk
Like, they take the gimmick so seriously that they legit use old school wrestling moves. You're sitting there like, what is this going on? Like, it's to the point where you can tell the commentators are struggling to call their moves because they're just like, I haven't seen this move in forever. So props to them. But it was a really good match. It was one of the first.
Paul Nelson.
It was one of the few times you see Xavier Woods actually wrestle, because for a while, usually the New Day defends their tag team titles, usually Big E and Kofi Kingston. But this time, Xavier Woods wrestled instead, because they get the Freebird rule, the 3 guys, any combination of the 2 of the 3 guys could wrestle. So it was a really good match. It was the shortest match on the card.
That's how Spike Dudley got most of his action.
For real, without a doubt.
You know I'm right.
Props to Spike.
Spike.
Props to Spike.
So I Mr. Fuji every now and then called the shade of the head.
For real.
Dude, in Beyond the Mat, when they
Yes, he
interviewed
was.
Spike,
Yes, he
and
was.
he's quoting Shakespeare.
I mean, he was like a 6th grade English teacher, but that dude was brilliant.
That dude's awesome. I love Spike Dudley. Lil Spike Dudley.
For real. But it was a good tag team match for a short match, but still a good match. Next match on the card came really close to stealing the show. It was the 4-way Intercontinental title match between The Miz, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Just out the box, the way it started was just amazing. Bell rings. Sami Zayn hit this big move on Kevin Owens, knocked him out the ring. To the point where like legit, he sprints across the ring, kicked him in the face. Boom, the haluva kick, because they can't say hell of a. So they call it haluva kick. Kicked him, knocked him out the ring. To the point where it's like this silence in the auditorium, just like, wow.
He's done for a while.
Like he just knocked this dude out, and all the other wrestlers looking at each other like, okay, where do we go from here?
Gotta start out with shocking him a little bit.
It was a nice little shock and awe in the very beginning. Cesaro hit the European uppercut on The Miz, and then it was just a great time for like the first 5 to 10 minutes of Cesaro and Sami Zayn going at it. It was just a really good pickup for Sami Zayn, who El Generico has not been getting the good push he should have been getting when he hit the WWE, so he's finally getting the good push. For those of you who are watching Raw, because I caught the first hour before the show, Sami Zayn did advance to go into Money in the Bank for the next pay-per-view. So props to him. So even though he lost yesterday, he's still getting a big pickup, so he'll be in the championship or at least the Money in the Bank match. So good for him.
A little bit of justice there, a little bit of justice.
Yeah, a little bit of justice. The Miz took it. I was a little mad at first that The Miz kept the belt, because Come on, man. Cesaro needs this, man.
Yeah, right.
The dude's an amazing athlete, pound for pound, one of the best this organization has. Give this guy the belt, but
I'm just biased.
I figure they're probably gonna drag it a little bit.
I like that dude because he's just like he's
You like his real world story? That's what you like.
I do, but he's also
That
characterized.
garbage.
He is the real world Johnny Cage.
He can't
down the
wrestle
front of the
though,
last,
bro.
man.
He can't, dude.
He is one split punch away from being Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He's actually like 3 or 4 split kicks away from being Jean-Claude.
He really is. I was mad that the Miz took it, but I'm like, the match was so good. I take it. I eat it because the match was that good. It was a really good match. And finally, this Asylum match with Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. All it really is a brand new match. All it really is, legit cage match that on the top of the cage are weapons. That's really what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. So you can't escape the cage. You can't open the door. You're legit locked in the cage. You scale to the top, grab weapons, bring them down. You start scrapping. The match dragged on for a little bit. It wasn't great until the very end where...
He pulled out the minigun? I know, right?
Because your name AVP without it. That Ambrose got some thumbtacks, threw him on the ground. This is after he was whooping Jericho. So he beat Jericho up with the leather strap. So Jericho's back was all busted up already. And then he just dropped Jericho on it, and Jericho was just bleeding. Wasn't a lot of color, but it was a good enough color for some thumbtacks.
You get hit with 2 tacks, you're done. That's it. That's
Like, it was a wrap.
I just want to
Barbed wire 2x4s, whole 9 yards. It was funny because earlier in the match, Ambrose grabs a broom. A mop. For some reason, a mop and a bucket up there. Go figure, right? Yeah, for real. He grabs the mop and he pulls it down. He like jams Jericho in the ear, and they're like, he hit him in the ear. He took him out. I don't even know if he could hear. It was like, what?
He needs his ear to wrestle.
Like, exactly.
Again,
You can't hear him.
So honestly, when the match was going on, it was dragging a little bit, but when Jericho got color, it was just amazing. Like, it went out well, and props to Jericho for taking the hit, because Jericho, for all intents and purposes, he's in the tail end of his career, and all he really doing is putting over guys.
But
and
he's
doing
also
a really
perfect
good
at
guy.
that. He's always done that. You know what I mean? That was always his stick.
And
He'll
to
do
be
whatever he
fair-
has to do. He knows how to sell
And
a
he
show.
sells it so well.
He really does,
So
yeah.
well.
To be fair, he's been carrying it like a lot of that for years. Like he's
Well, he was the one who-
20 years.
Well, he's the one who tried to put Goldberg over way back in the day when Goldberg was just being a bum, you know what I mean? And just tried to come out and just beat everyone real quick. And
Before
he wanted
Goldberg
to,
was starring in The Longest Yard and Jericho was starring in Sharknado 3.
one of those is better than the others. I don't know which one.
Hey, man, you're right. No, Adam Willis wholeheartedly endorses Sharknado 3. Let's not forget how it goes on this show.
Since I got a little bit of time left as I'm looking on here, I'm looking at my watch. I don't got too much time, but just want to quickly throw out there the championship match. AJ Styles went up against Roman Reigns. Listen, man. I'm not a fan of Roman Reigns either, but jeez, man, these fools in Jersey, they let that guy have it.
Yeah, he's
Like, they
getting better.
hate him with a passion. It's not like, boo, you're a bad guy, boo. It's, we hate you. Like, them jokers still chanting, you can't wrestle, you still suck. He did this great spot with AJ Styles where he bat body dropped him over a table into the announce table. It was a great spot. As opposed to just saying, holy, expletive or whatever, kid-friendly show. As they would normally chant, they chant, you still suck. Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
Yes.
Like,
Haters.
you hate this dude.
I love that.
He's putting his all on the line, bro. Like, he is pulling spots out of nowhere.
And it's not even his fault.
It's not even his fault. They're just like, you still suck.
That's some like ECW Philly stuff right
It
there. That's
really
what that
is.
was. Like,
It really is.
But imagine caring that much about wrestling. You know what I mean? Imagine like you have your kid there, and it's like you and like your 2 14-year-old boys, like just foaming at the mouth, crazy about this guy having the championship. I was like,
It was a time we all played
you guys are-
WWF WrestleMania on NES. So.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
been to it too, but like,
We've been
damn,
there,
these
man.
guys are savage. They're savage.
It's savage, man. Like, I mean, even with ECW would do that when you blatantly screwed up, when you were just a crummy dude. But ECW fans would at least give you due when you pulled off a good move.
Yeah,
no,
At least,
for real.
I mean, they gave this guy no love off the moves he
Burying
pulled. It's just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Burying
Like,
this dude.
I'm not a huge fan of Roman Reigns either, but give the guy his due when he's putting it all out there.
Yeah.
Give him his due. But
They
nope.
just upset because he's not
Nothing.
Khal Drago, man. That's all that is.
They gotta send him back like The Rock, you know what I mean, and have him turn heel and do something
For real.
Yeah.
So Reigns kept the belt. I mean, of course, you should expect that they ain't calling him that now, but damn it, the Bullet Club. as soon as hopefully they finally calmed the Bullet Club, because that's what they are. The Bullet Club came out, try to help out AJ Styles. The Usos came out, try to help out Roman Reigns, blah, blah, blah. You could have figured that out if you're following the storyline. But the shocker of the night is the return of the champ. Seth Rollins came back after Reigns won the belt, held it in the air. Rollins came out of nowhere, pedigreed him, and it was just a wrap. And of course, the roof blew off, the top blew off the roof of the place, man, because they were just so happy to see Rollins back, because his injury healed relatively quicker than we would expect.
Yeah, he
and it was
blew
just
out his knee
awesome.
serious, too,
It was
if you
real
watched
bad.
that
I mean,
video,
the guy was stripped of his belt because he blew out his knee. He was a great heel, had a really good heel run, and yeah, he's back. And it's great. And of course, this afternoon or this evening on Raw, he came out, and they have the match already scheduled for the next pay-per-view for Reigns to defend the belt against Rollins at Money in the Bank. So it's awesome. Definitely looking forward to see it. Oh yeah, and I just got another text right now. Enzo Amore is coming back Monday Night Raw after his horrible concussion you saw a couple weeks back. I think I mentioned it before, that Enzo Amore took a really bad bump and was just y'all. I mean, those who see sorry, he was out on his feet.
Concussions aren't a big deal. Actually, I don't know if you heard what the NFL was trying to do. The concussions aren't a big
just
thing.
walk it off, put some dirt on it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Put dirt on it.
Take an aspirin, you're good. It's not.
Put a little
You're
rope
fine,
on your
right?
head to be
That's
all right.
good. You're fine.
So I know we got a couple minutes left. I'm gonna wrap up.
Tell the
Great
truth.
pay-per-view. You're gonna make Jada hate our show, man. Come on. We need all the love we can get for this show. Overall, see this pay-per-view. Like, this was great. Great pay-per-view, man. WWE has been, like I say, shoddy with their pay-per-views, but this one was great. See it. See it.
Cool.
There it is.
All
Cool.
right, you heard the man. Get out there. What are you waiting for? All right. And we are nearing the end of our show. We're going to close out with some less than happy news, but can I assume that most of us grew up as metalheads at some point?
I hate metal.
Well, of course, someone from metal bands can't stand the
I've
stuff.
never been in a metal
All right.
band. No.
All right, we're looking around here. Adam.
Sure, man. Yeah.
All right. Holy Crow.
Oh yeah.
All right. Meth.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Meth or Smith. All right.
Of course.
All right. Johnny.
Yes.
Cool. All right, and for some of us that actually is something out there because we're black.
You're black?
I know, right? Believe it or not, I fooled him for so many years. But no, some of us do have a personal attachment, and just recently, former Megadeth drummer Nick Menza passed away at age 51.
Jesus.
Menza actually collapsed during the third song of his band OHM set. So like mid-set, mid-song, this dude just keeled over, dead behind the drum set. Early reports indicate that he suffered a massive heart attack and was pronounced dead on arrival. Menza's known mostly for like his musicianship, and also, but also the tumultuous relationship with Dave Mustaine.
Who doesn't have a tumultuous relationship with Dave Mustaine?
I heard Metallica's good friends with.
Dude's nuts.
He's a volatile dude. See, now that's the thing. I didn't know Megadeth all like that
but I
back then.
need
grew up-
the head of the metal band to be crazy to punch
nah.
somebody else out. You know what I mean? I'm okay
No,
with that.
dude.
The band?
Henry Rollins. Well, okay, that's not metal. But I was gonna say,
the man, by the way?
Oh no, Henry Rollins is
The man.
But I was gonna say like was investing in stocks and stuff while getting cups of urine thrown on him at shows. like this dude still had his head in the game. But no, Mustaine is like is just like notoriously volatile. That dude is bat stuff crazy.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
But known for those, and also known for being a musical legacy. Menza's father was the primary saxophone player for Henry Mancini.
Wait,
And- Yep. He's the saxophone player on he's the one that played that famous Pink Panther theme song.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, no, some slick stuff, and you don't think of that as relation to metal. Like it's good to find these little cool tidbits about people, even unfortunately if it's after they pass. But excuse me, I gotta stop eating cookies on the air because I got gas. I'm being truthful with the people. Adam's painted me as a liar. I gotta be real.
What?
Yeah, you remember how we started the show, baby.
You know what you said.
Well,
You know what
anyways,
you
in a final show of respect during Megadeth's show, just following Menza's passing, performing at the Rockin' Derby out west. I actually didn't get the exact location. Dave Mustaine asked for a moment of silence in tribute to his friend, just pay some respect, and then he closed the show with the final goodbye. Held his hands to the sky and said, I love you, buddy, I won't miss you.
Yeah, I just think of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journeys. Like, dude, when I die, you can have my Megadeth collection. Dude, we're already dead. Guess it's yours, dude. Thanks, dude. That's just about the best way I could put it anyway.
Adam.
Yep.
When I die, You can have my Richard Cheese collection.
Oh man, I've been vying for that for years.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Adam, you know what? Meff is right. This man has seen me naked, so I cannot hate.
All right. Fair.
All right, so this has been the Geek Down. Ending on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning in. You've been listening to us on WEMFradio.com. You can catch us here every Monday night, 9 p.m., and other rebroadcasts like that there. And also want to remind you all to check out Once More with Feeling At.
Cuisine Locale.
Correct me if I'm wrong, 156 Somerville Ave.
That sounds
sounds
about
about right.
It's next to the Dunkin' Donuts, so you can't miss it.
You can't say next to the Dunkin' Donuts in Massachusetts. That'd be like one of
It's next-
3,900.
It's a block.
locations.
It's a block away from Highland Kitchen.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
And also sign on to bit.ly/oncemore2.
That's right. Numeral 2,
Numeral 2. Online to get the lowdown on Once More with Pasties.
which is going to be fantastic. And every seat in the house is amazing. It will only be bad if you miss the show.
I'm looking forward. I'm already semi there. All right, and want to thank you all for listening here on WEMF Radio. And if you heard anything on this show you want to chime in on, so, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com or check us out right on the site at www.geek-down.com. And until next week, you can check us out here on WEMFradio.com and tune in next week, next Monday night, 9 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'm going to look around. Wait, Herb, what are you doing over there, man? He's pulling a fast one. But I want to thank my homeboy Adam Willis.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank JM.
Peace, brother.
I want to thank Just Johnny.
You.
I want to thank Herbie Herb. My man. All right. I want to thank Meff. I want to thank Holy Crow. Boom. And want to remind you all, until next week, be excellent to each other. Peace.
Party on, dudes.